So yeah, my name is Antti Soikkeli, and coming from the Trimble Solutions Corporation from Finland, and today presenting from the new technology implementation in Finland. So first, quickly going through the content. So first, going to introduce the Trimble Navigation Ltd and Tekla products. Then some challenges that we are facing in the construction industry. Then some possible solutions that modern technology can provide. Some cases from Finland. And then finally a short conclusion. So Trimble Navigation. Our headquarters is located actually in Sunny Valley, California. We were established in 1978. And revenue in 2014 was 2.4 billion US dollars, from which, let's say, over 55% was coming from engineering construction. And we have offices in quite many countries and also customers in over 150 countries. So we are truly a global company. There's 4 industries: agricultural, transportation and logistics, and geospatial, which is actually the origin of Trimble. But then I'm coming from the construction and operations, which is then further divided in building construction and civil construction. Then the construction and operations industry is divided in 6 divisions, which are structures, architecture, MEP contractors, real estate and workplace solutions, general contractors, and site preparations. So I'm coming from the structures part, and we are providing solutions for advanced building information modeling and structural engineering. Then shortly about the Tekla product family. We have basically 4 main customer segments: engineering, construction, fabrication, and education. For engineering, we have a powerful solution for engineering all materials. For construction, we provide, let's say, better solution to increase the efficiency. Then we provide solution to smooth the fabrication. And then also for educational, we have this Tekla Campus, which is a free this kind of software for students that they can learn to use our software. And then we have 6 products. Tekla Structures. With that, you're able to create 3D BIM models. Tekla BIM site is made for project collaboration purposes, and it's free, and then you can download from the internet, for example, now if you want. Then there's also Tekla Field 3D. I think Eric was also already mentioning that and showing a short demo. There's also a free version available, but it's a little bit limited, so you can test that one. Then a little bit newer products. There's a Tekla Structural Designer, which is analysis and design software. Tekla DETS, more like a calculation software to automate your calculations. And Tekla Civil, which is for civil engineering. So, what kind of challenges we are facing in the construction industry? Traditionally, in the project management, we have this kind of pick any 2 dilemma. So then, usually, if we take the traditional method, you can usually choose only two options. So there's the scope / quality, time, or then the cost. Usually, if you try to achieve all 3, then there's probably something wrong with the project goals. So then, for example, if you try to do something fast and good, then it will not be cheap. Then, if you're doing something fast and cheap, then usually the quality is not that good. Or then, if you do something that is good and cheap, then probably it's not that fast. And now we are talking about the current situation in the industry. Then another challenge that we are facing is waste. and in other words, it's called inefficiency. So there was a study made by Finnish Technical Research Center and Skanska, and the result is quite magnificent. So actually, if we think about the site operations, only 30% of the production is productive. Then the 70% is waste. Then from that, it's 40% is waiting, and 30% is going for the transfer. I think this is quite significant to remember. Then if we think all the other businesses, then you can see that, let's say the lower curve is the construction industry, and the upper curve, that's the all other businesses. That includes fabrication also. So there's a quite significant difference in the productivity, let's say, from the 60s. But I think this curve will present that, let's say, difference even better. So the red curve is actually the product price index for the construction, and the blue one is for same but for consumers. So there's a 30% increase in the product prices in the construction industry. And where is that coming from? So then it's ineffective communication, ineffective planning, and lack of good collaboration. So solution for that, or let's say these challenges, is BIM. So I think that, or let's say we think that it's the most potential solution in the market at the moment. And it provides a comprehensive solution. So then if we think about the BIM adoption stages in, let's say, in the Europe and Middle East area, so then we can clearly see that probably why I'm here. So Finland has been the leading country in BIM implementation from the beginning. But now I think there was already in one presentation that UK is coming fast from behind. So they are having this 2016, and there was an percentages that they want to save 50% from the emissions and want to increase the export and so on. So they are coming fast. But then, although we are, let's say, the worldwide leaders in BIM, still we have been only focusing on the creation of models. And then, let's say that makes us only, let's say, the early adapters. Then there's the whole, let's say, process behind that. So then there's the information usage, construction sites and so on. So then how the information is used on the value chain. So on the top, the physical model is actually created. Then it can be for the structural part, it can be Tekla structures. Then it moves to the process model when, for example, schedule is added also to the model. And after that, then the information goes to the users. Then they can view and review, comment, approve the model. So then if we think about the benefits of BIM, so the first coming benefits are, of course, the automation. And I think a good example from that is that with BIM you can automate the drawing creation. Then it increases the information, and then a good example from that is the layout points. So then you can use that with the Trimble equipment, and then you can make sure that the building at site is exactly the same than it's on the design. Then is the transformational BIM, and there's already a couple companies in Finland who has been taking this kind of a leap forward. So they have been questioning the business processes and trying to achieve something big. So then, for the cases, so if I understood correctly, there was already a couple times today we were talking about Skanska, and then today I'm focusing on the field BIM especially. Probably everyone knows Skanska. It's a big company. A lot of customers and operates in Europe and Americas, and they have a lot of employees. So the first question is, what is actually field BIM? I would say that in a very simple way, it's just a way to take a benefit from already existing BIM documents in the site operations. Many times, what the people from Skanska are saying that the technology is actually not the challenge. The challenge is the old ways of working and the habits. So the main purpose of the field BIM is to bring the all important data where it is needed and make the data accessible. So then the data can be, as you can see, for example, drawings, models, or some specifications. Or if it's production planning, then it can be schedules, safety plans, or logistic plans. So what Skanska is getting from the field BIM? Better understanding, which means that everyone knows what they are doing and what is expected from them. Fluent communication. If you think about 2D drawing versus 3D model, I think it's quite obvious that 3D model is giving a much more comprehensive view from the operations on site. And this makes the decision making on field much more quicker and reliable. Then there has been also a productivity increase since the site managers need to let's say travel less between the site office and the field. So if we take some examples. So field BIM is, for example, used to area and safety planning. So as you can see, there's fences and railings. Then actually on the field, they also use it for the communication. And then if any new employees are coming to the site, they use that for the site introduction. They even model the temporary supports. And they model also the cranes to have the visualization about the limits. Field BIM is also used for the work planning and examination of details. So these are one couple of examples from a bridge project in Helsinki. It's also used to let's say, to get better picture from the molds and scaffoldings that are used for the cast-in-place structures. So then there's a separate model, as you can see below the bridge. There's all the scaffolding which are needed on the structural side. So then it's also enabling the, let's say, the visualize the schedule. And then also a good point is they can combine the schedule to the 3D model at site. So when you can also add the pieces to the timeline, so then you can see which pieces should be installed in which time. So then mobile devices are used for meetings and negotiations with the clients and customers. They are also used for the weekly and daily planning and discussions with the subcontractors. Also used for the BIM kiosk. So BIM kiosk is, how to say, there's just a big screen, and that way the workers can go at any point to check if there's any details that is somehow fuzzy for them. So then they can check it out and how it is. So at the moment, Skanska has about 70 active BIM projects ongoing in Finland. And last years they have been especially focusing on mobile devices and Tekla Field 3D. And just in the end of last year, they had this latest practice that everyone who wants to have a tablet will get one. Because they have get so good feedback from that, and the savings have been good. And now they're allowing all the employees who are needing it to giving a tablet. So then the benefits. I think the best benefit was coming from the CEO of Skanska Finland. We had a BIM forum in last October in Finland, and he was mentioning that all the site managers, they are saving 4 hours in 1 week when they're having a tablet with them, with the constructible model. So I think that's a huge saving for them. Also additional to these. So then let's say a little bit different kind of case. Sweco Finland and let's say mixed reality. Not sure how well known Sweco is here. So it's one of the leading architectural and engineering consultancies in the area, and they have about 2,000 employees in Finland. And their services in Finland covers the whole construction process. And as you can see, most of the engineers are working in the structural engineering or industrial engineering. Sweco Cave. According to research and empirical experience, the majority of people are incapable of comprehending traditional plans and reviewing their quality. Additionally, according to the research, 70% of the understandability of plans is lost if the plan is not presented in one-to-one scale. And because of these two reasons, Sweco has created this Sweco Cave concept. Sweco Cave enables user-centric functional design review, and validation. So Sweco Cave is key to reality. So here's the space, and the users enter to the 3D world with the field of vision exceeding 180 degrees. 3D and stereoscopic imaging gives a spatial sense of space and the depth. And the one-to-one scale, true life size, gives a better understanding from the design. So this is actually a picture from a hospital project in Finland where they were using this Sweco Cave concept. And the benefits from the Sweco Cave: better design solution, design review and validation is much more faster, less need for physical model rooms, and design changes in late design phases, and then actually no design changes anymore in the construction phase. And it helps in reaching the hard project targets like deadlines and cost and these kind of things. Then let's say another huge benefit. Let's say the small investment made in design and the construction management in the beginning. If you think about the small blue circle, it's like the investment now, but if you make it a bigger, like the red circle, it makes possible these kind of savings in a later phase. Already small savings in the construction phase, but probably not much. But then already much bigger savings on the maintenance, and then lastly on the operational cost when the design is actually made on the way that the user actually needs it. So, quick conclusion. Anymore we don't need to pick the two things that we want to achieve in the project, because with the as-built 3D BIM models, we will meet the quality standards and achieve those standards. And it doesn't mean that we don't have to give up from the time or the cost, or then we have to pay more. And I have to say that some of our clients are already doing that, as you see. And I would say that this is much more faster and more efficient let's say they are more efficient than before. Good. Thank you.